If you are an AP language and culture teacher or student, then this video is for you. And we're going to talk about something that isn't talked about a lot, and that is holistic scoring on the exam. And as a reader, this is something that I learned in Cincinnati this June, completely taken aback. And I worked with a reader who talked to me about this, but until you're at that reading and learning how to train and calibrate and looking at the benchmarks, you really don't understand what this is about. Now, students and teachers, this is big because what does this even mean and how does it apply to you? Well, the first part, which is the most important, is task completion. If you do not complete the task, you do not get a 3, 4, or a 5. At least not if you're not treating it at all. And in some cases, you can't even get a 2. Task completion and holistic scoring is the most important. Think about it. If you don't complete the task, how can you get a good score? It's impossible. So you have to think about this when you're approaching each free response section of the exam, which is the email, the argumentative essay, it's a little different in Chinese, the conversation, and what I graded, the cultural comparison. I had so many heritage speakers who spoke perfectly, but they didn't complete the task. So they didn't get more than a 2 at best if they mentioned another community but spoke about their own, or vice versa. If they spoke beautifully, but they didn't answer the question explicitly, then they could not get a 5. But if you turn it around and you have a non-native speaker who completed the task almost perfectly, but their grammar wasn't as perfect and impeded comprehension, grammar, vocabulary, level of discourse, it was unorganized, the accent was off, and they say accents don't matter, but if you can't understand it, it matters, then they would get a 3 or a 4. That is how holistic grading works, is task completion first and foremost, and the tools that help get you there. So again, if you are not a native speaker, that does not mean you cannot get a 5. I've had plenty of non-native speakers get 5s. I've had native speakers who got 5s and native speakers who did not get 5s. It varies, and it all depends on how you approach the task. If you complete the task effectively, you give the supporting evidence details, if it's something like the cultural comparison, just to give you an example, and you clearly compare 2 communities and the information is accurate, then you can get a 5 if the grammar, vocabulary, level of discourse will get you there. But if you do all of that and the grammar, vocab, organizational skills are lacking, then you can't get a 5. Opposite, if you can speak perfectly and organize a beautiful presentation, but it doesn't hit all the talking points and doesn't specifically answer the question, then you cannot get a 5 and probably not a 4 or even a 3. That is holistic scoring. It depends primarily if the task is done. So it's not just the how, but it's the what. Are you addressing the what, and how are you getting there? The what being the question that needs to be answered, and the how is all the tools, the information, and organizational methods that will get the task done. That is holistic scoring. And for more info on how this pertains to each part of the exam, look below. There are links to other videos. Subscribe to this channel where videos will constantly be coming out. And go to makingspanishsimple.com, subscribe there today. And you can visit all my social media pages, not just the YouTube channel, but Instagram, Facebook, to teach you not only about AP, and this is for Spanish only, I apologize, but for the culture and the language and grammar, just to give you the support to address the how and not just the what. So go to makingspanishsimple.com and subscribe today, and to this YouTube channel. And there you will find more videos on how to do very well at the AP language and culture. And there is a link. If you go to my channel, there is a playlist if you are an AP language and culture student, but not Spanish, if it's another language. So subscribe today and pay attention to the what and not just the how. And that will be the biggest tool to your success this year in AP.